Hi. Hi, friends. Hi, family. Let's get to Abby Chronicles, Abby Bright Chronicles. That's kind of a page, not a page really. It's a channel where we have real conversations about life. I plan to kind of get real today. Um, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself now, and then we can talk about something. I want to put it clear, but it's quite very personal. It's a personal story, and I'm telling it to the world, guys. It's not an easy story even to kind of like talk about it. But yes, um, today I am a PR strategist, communications practitioner. I'm a mental health specialist. I love mental health. I love people, helping people who are struggling with, mental health problems. Because I'm a victim of that. This all this thing comes from all these conversations, or all these things come from an experience that's quite very personal. So I'm a mental health advocate because I have an experience of depression. Um, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm very entrepreneurial, and yes, I am also. I love God, guys. I'm every bit of me. So I love God, and that's very important to me because He and I have quite a story to tell. So I fear God and I love Him, and so I would say I'm an ambassador of Christ. I would never put that on hold because it's a part of me. It's actually like every part of me. Yes, let's get to the story. I want to talk about the struggles of loss at a young age. The struggles of actually dealing with loss. Um, we have series of loss. We have a business loss in business, loss of friends. We have experienced loss when it comes to our family members. That's death, and that actually gets deeper. So I'm gonna get right there. As a child, those who are babies and they lost their family members at the age of 5, at the age of 6, at the age of 10. I want to know how you did it. I want to know how you rescued yourself from it. I want to know how you feel about, right now. Is there a part of you that still feels like I wish things were different? Is there a part of you that still feels this thing of there's an open, like it's an open some I don't know, it's like a part of you that just wants to know the other side, how it would end up. I want to know how you have gotten yourself till where you are. And before, I think I just want to share my story. It's not a good story, guys. It's not a good story at all. It's tough. So yes, at the age of 5, probably 5 or 7, I lost my dear, very well, my dear mother. She's called Regina Chirito. That's her name. Yeah, my mom was a very happy person, a good mother, oh, a good musician. Ooh, an amazing, talented musician. Um, a very hardworking, very quite the industrious kind of woman I knew. She's very industrious and aggressive and always happy. I don't know. She was always happy about everything. She would fight with her brothers, but then she'd be very happy. Like after a couple of hours, she's like, you know what? Let's get done with this. Like that story is over. Let's like be family. And that was my mother. And I remember her being all kind of a mother. So we are two in my family. 2 kids born of my mother, my brother and I. So That's what, at the age of 7, this beautiful, amazing woman went to be with the Lord. She was just young. She was very young. She was only 28 years old, just very young. And she passed on from pneumonia. Yeah. And I want to talk about what happened after. I don't know why people never tell young children that they've lost their parents. Try to explain to them. Try to be a parent enough to tell them that you've actually lost your parent. Try to tell them the reality of things so that the child will actually grow into dealing with the trauma of loss. It's been 15 years. I actually took 15 years to come into terms with her loss. 15 years to let her go. 15 good years. And guys, it's not easy. It's not easy because no one prepared me of anything. Like, I found out by myself, asking my cousin, what has happened? And she's been gone for 18 years. And there are days I wake up and I miss her. There are days I wake up and I think about her because I remind myself so much about her. I'm very hardworking, very industrious. I love music, so she did love music. It's like I'm another version of my mother. Growing up, I was the happy child, as she was, and I kind of picked up most of her characters and her behavior. So sometimes I do something, or when I'm singing, I feel like I miss her. Because that was her. That was my mom. She was very happy and excited about life. And that was the days I wake up and they're difficult and others, especially every year. But God has been graceful. I cannot lie to you guys, because there are other beautiful stories that comes with, God rescued me after. But I want to talk about their experience and what happened after. So nobody told me about my mother's passing on. Well, no, I was told by somebody else. And that was my younger cousin. Because we would, like, when someone passes on in a family, I would be kept away from those days. I don't know why, but I used to stay in my cousin's home. Because I would have like a lot of people coming home and we have like 10 people, 15 people, and coming to help, and I didn't know what has happened. And I remember asking my cousin, she was like, Chiriha did not know. In my village or everywhere, in my culture, my name is not Ebi, my name is Chiri. So basically Chiri, that I identify myself more with that because that's where I came from, and that's my cultural name. But yeah, my cousin asking me, Ebi, Chiri, how do you know that your mother has passed on? And as she's saying that, my mom's body is I can see a blue van with my mother's body on it. How do you mix that? Receiving the news and then seeing it happening. And I felt like my life took a turn. At the very moment, my life took a new turn. And guys, be there for those who've lost their people. Invest in people. I can be talkative, but I can be quiet. That's me now. But that was not me then. Then I was very happy. I used to be a happy child. Because it's like things happen in the world, And right after my mother's burial, my life became a whole, whoa, it's like a shift. It's like, oh my goodness, I remember eating beans with poverty struck. My grandmother she could not till the land. And those days, there was a lot of things happening. I remember eating beans with no gully or nothing, just boiled beans, or eating pumpkin leaves. smearing people's houses for meals. I would get like kind of couple of coins and I'd buy rice. Rice then was kind of like a store you would not. I can't believe now I have rice. I can eat rice every day. Those days, rice was expensive, and I would not afford. I couldn't afford rice. I would take um, rubber to school or the sole of a shoe in exchange of a set. Like in primary school, there's this set you need to for mathematics to actually for calculation reasons. And I remember those days because I'd have to go and give something else in return, and that was would be given in exchange of pencils. Or I would go to class 8. I was very young but very courageous. I would go all the way to class 8 and I would ask for pencils. Going to school without shoes. On Christmas days, I would borrow a dress from my cousin. She's called Mercy. And I would borrow shoes. Because my grandmother, how could she provide for us? 2 kids in the family, and she has to provide meals. She has to cook. She has to even buy the meals. And those days, eating chapati and meat was expensive. And that is what we wanted for Christmas. If you couldn't have that as a baby, I mean, you would cry and be traumatized. And that was me. That's my childhood experience. And every day I would question myself, why did my mother go? Every day I would miss her. Every day I felt like the world needed to stop. Even though my grandmother was the perfect parent. She was the perfect woman. She loved us and embraced us, and I slept with her in the same room, in the same bed. But a part of me still missed my mom. A part of me still wanted her around because she's my mother, you know. We didn't have money to buy books. And we'd have to sell maize. That's food. To have books for school. When we'd wear torn uniform because there's no money to buy them. It's tough, guys. I smeared people's houses to get a meal. There's this thing we used to do when you're young. After people have harvested maize, we'd go back to the farm and kind of like pick the leftover maize, and then we would go and sell them, and then with that you can buy yourself something. So a dress, maybe anything you wanted for yourself, maybe, you know, a shoe that you wanted. That was my life. You get sick, that one, I can remember that. She was there for us, you know. She was there for me, my brother. She was an incredible woman. All this time, I don't know. I'd look at the people who have something. They lived in town or Nairobi, and think, God, but why does our life have to be so hard? It's traumatic. Because this time I am dealing with my mother's loss and questioning life every day. and I still have to work, and I don't remember a minute or a day after my mother has passed that I was actually allowed to be a baby. To be 7 years old, to be 6 years old. I don't remember. I don't remember being allowed to actually be a child after that. No, I remember coming from school and I have to go to the farm and find vegetables, and I have to cook, and I have to clean, and I have to, because I have to help my grandma. I remember, I don't remember someone doing my laundry even before my mother was even doing my laundry. It was the end, because she used to do my laundry. And I had to do my laundry. I have to fetch water. I have to go to the garden and till the land. Responsibility started at the age of 7. I think it was 7 or 5, maybe. Responsibility, yeah. I was not allowed to be a baby anymore or play games. I think that's why I don't know most games played then. I don't know them because I didn't play them. I don't know them because I never tried. I think the only thing I ever did was run. I had to do the hard stuff. I had to grow up. I had to grow up and be an adult. And it's not an easy experience, is it? It's not. You have to go to school, you have to study, yeah? You have to come home, you have to work. You have to struggle for yourself. It's not an easy end. I was trauma. Not the work side, but dealing with loss is traumatic. Motherhood ended. See that bonding you have with your mom or your dad? It's ended. The bonding, the kind of bonds. I think that's why today I look at people, a mother child, who have really bonded and they're laughing and they're actually so close. I would cry over it, and I always look at the person and say, you know what, be grateful for your mom, she's there. But relatives out there, be there. Be grateful for your parents, guys. Learn to love them. Learn to care for them, because God blessed me after, and I don't take them for granted. The parents I got after, the parents God gave me after, I love them with every part of me. It's not easy. I hated the world for it, you know. Now, I want you, as a guardian, as a mother, learn to be realistic with your children as young as they are. You know, psychology says that between the age of 1 and 5, a child learns every character. Learn to teach them. Sometimes I ask myself, how would it turn out if it was different? How would it be if that's the world I still would be? Would I do things differently? I don't really think so. I don't think so, because it's unless you experience this step of life until you lose someone, that's when things hit you. It's hard, but you have to like kind of work on telling the world your story. This is not an easy thing, but it's quite You know what I'm saying? It's traumatic because I dealt with it for 15 years. I was blessed by then. I was actually in campus. I was 15 years later. I had finished school. I have gone to an amazing primary school, another school. I'll talk to you about that. I have gone to campus. But I still felt like a part of me missed that woman. I missed my mom. I still struggled with it. I went through a series of moments I don't want to talk. I changed. I think I changed because I don't remember being as happy as she was. Of course, I was happy later, but that loss just changed everything. Now I question everything. There's a time I was struggling with a lot, like identity, the root cause, and going for counseling. And Dr. Ngugi of Karatina University always, was there to hear my story and help me walk through the process of loss. And every time I always ask myself, why don't I have like close people or maybe friends who are close? Or why am I so scared of being close to someone or being attached, or just only to realize that it's because I lost someone I loved so dearly at a young age. I get scared of being attached. I don't trust easily. And I wanted to understand what's happening with me or what's the reason, only to know that it's because a while ago I lost someone. And here I am, 15 years later. Now it's 18, but it's only been 3 years ago. So a little bit later, I'm going to talk about being rescued. And that's what happened after. Oh God. This is where my God comes in. This is where my Father comes in. This is where I was rescued. And I want you to subscribe and please tell me. Please share with me about your experience. It would be nice if we have real conversations. So if you lost a person if you lost a relative that was amazing to you, because years later, I think a few years later, I lost, a year ago, I lost someone else that was very important to me. But yeah, I'll get to her role in my life. But I want you to tell me about your experience, guys. Enough about being sad. Share with me and kindly let's get to it now. Let's talk about it. Let's just put these things on the table and actually say, okay, we can deal with it. Or okay, it's okay to lose. It's not okay to lose, but you can always come out of it. Yeah, it's not okay. It can be so hard. It can be traumatizing, but you can always find healing. You can always deal with it. You have to come into terms with it so you can move on. I am saying this because we can always get to a point where we can say, okay, I am now actually going to talk about this. So I want you to tell me about your part of the story, and I want to hear about that because I'm curious and all excited. Yeah. Because we can overcome. Might not be easy. You can have all those things happening to you. But I want to hear the beautiful part of it. Because you can come out of it. So yeah. I'm going to say my goodbyes. But yes, next time I want to talk about being rescued. Guys, being rescued, because I was rescued after. Yeah. And now I have a beautiful name which I'm gonna share with you later. Yeah. So bye. See you next time. Please subscribe how. Please. Please. Bye. God bless you. And God bless you guys. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. And thank you very much. Please let's listen and share how. Let's share and see how this goes. Thank you. Bye. See you next time.